First.
Leeds United all in white, kicking from right to left in this second half, away from their fans then. On a pitch that is played true and flat, good surface. The referee from Germany, Hellmut Krug from Gelsenkirchen, prepares to get us off and underway, the sports teacher. And it's Galatasaray immediately in possession with Suat back to Ergun, and then the movement provided by Emre. And here's the captain, Boulet, striding away. Emre's made that run. Kelly closes. Haji again into space. What a terrific first half he had, Haji. Who can pick him up? Can they man mark him? Wouldn't he drag a man marker all over the place though, Joe? And that would cause problems of a different sort.
Well, Haji has had a fantastic career. He's played at the highest level at club and for his country, and he's came across man-to-man marking all through those years. Now, I don't think to put a man on him is the answer. I think you're going to really create gaps in the Leeds formation. I think really is a case of everyone's responsibility. When Haji gets the ball, the nearest man to him must close him down and prevent him making that killer pass, and the rest of the team keeping their shape.
The second goal scorer, Capone, with the throw. Harry Kewell stabs it out, and while Harry Kewell is on the pitch, Leeds still have hope of what could be a precious tie-saving away goal. Bravely in there was Jones. Hart will take the throw in. 22-year-old from Drogheda. One has to remember how young this Leeds United side is on a night against the likes of Popescu at 32. And also with Georgie Haji and all his caps, that lack of experience is told, perhaps. Capone with the throw. Haji again, so strong to hold up the challenge. Lovely back heel. Kewell away. Bridges. Pass from Jones, couldn't quite find Kewell. Radaby away. Hasn't looked at his calmest, Lucas Radaby at the back. Offside against Suket. But then on occasions, the Leeds United fullbacks have had to push out to close down on Haji, and they played diagonal balls in behind the fullbacks and dragged the centre-backs out wide as well, causing so many problems, Arif and Hakan Suket.
Well, other than the two front players that you mentioned there, Jonathan, they are quality players. Hakan Suket is a marvellous goal scorer, but the trouble is coming from further deep. You know, especially we've spoken about Haji. When he is on the ball, he's been given too much time, and he's allowed to play that pass, which has really stretched the Leeds defence.
Haji sets off after it now and goes beyond Ian Hart. Hart got back at him, bounced off Haji last. Goal kick to Leeds United. One away win in 5 matches for Leeds. They're not travelling well at the moment. Big games to come. Arsenal at home as they try to chase down on a Champions League place for next season. It could all go so horribly wrong for them in the next 6 weeks or so. Remember 1970 when they were chasing League, FA Cup and European Champions Cup and ended up with nothing. Arif beyond Radaby, who blocked with his hand, I think. Saying the ball hit his hand, he didn't make contact the other way, it wasn't hand to ball, but the referee disagrees. Oh no, I don't think Lucas Radaby had it right there. Looks a clear case from up here as if that's a free kick to Galatasaray. Referee has been consistent with his decisions, I think. Haji again with a free kick. Oh, laid square, this is a worry. The drive up and over by Emre. Scored once in Europe this season, doesn't get many for the club. He's, only 19 years of age. The youth and under 21 are now full international, but given far too much space there. Now Boya. Header away by Bullant, who's been strong at the back all night for Galatasaray. Unfortunate bounce off Lee Bowyer again. Haji. And now Suker leaves it run to Okun. Good challenge by Jones. Well timed. Okan goes down. Young Jones done such a good job in recent weeks. Bullin's header to Tashku. Rather uncultured from a very cultured player. Rather be away. Galatasaray have a player down off the field at the moment. It's Okan who's gone down, I think, and needs some treatment there to his shoulder. Broke a leg badly in 1996, and they said it took him 3 years to fully recover. There's Haji. Second leg highlights from Ellen Road on Channel 5. Leeds 2-0 down at the moment. The tie is certainly not beyond them. Highlights right here. This is the moment when Okan went down. It's just a very good tackle. Haji waits for the throw. Zips inside Harry Kuehl. Kuehl, nice tip of the shoulders again through Emre, off scent. Now Kelly, plenty of space. Maka, who's been disappointing tonight. Ergun tucked up behind him. Maka played for a free kick that didn't come and didn't play to the whistle. Just seen Okan wanting to come back onto the field of play. Haji now, quick release forward to Hakan Suker. Nigel Martin smothers and slithers in. Okan back onto the field of play, wearing 7 there, bottom of your picture. This is Hart to Bridges. What a difference an away goal would make. Capone handles. Bowyer's quick free kick. McPhail, back to Bowyer, a little bit of space here. Quickly closed though. Emre's had a solid game in there, the teenager. Haji cruises on the ball, so comfortable, stuck to his foot. Always been a mesmerising player. Wonderful World Cup in '94. This is Okan, the 1-2 with Hakan Suker. Bowyer to Nigel Martin.
Well, the thing about Haji is he's that confident when he's in possession of the ball, but the nearest Leeds player has really got to close him down in such a way that they can prevent him from spreading those passes, because another one of those quality balls could be the killer.
The Bowyer caution for Leeds United, joining Jones and Kuehl in the book. It's his 4th yellow card in Europe this season. Lee Bowyer's already had 1 suspension. 1 more yellow would lead to another one. Meanwhile, on the touchline, a new pair of boots for Hakan Suker. Oh, and he's gone for goal again with the free kick. 3 times they've tried that in the game. As we're watching Suker repair the boots. Scorer of the first goal of the night, a free header. He is 9th in Europe this season. Capone got the second 2 minutes before the break. Here he is, the Brazilian defender. Heading out of play. Came in the summer, Capone, joined with Marcio, a striker who's on the bench. Had a brief spell in Japanese football with the Kyoto club. A bit of a wanderer. This is Hart with the throw. McPhail quickly on. Bridges. Turns. Nice step inside and the wriggle. Suat back to the goalkeeper. Woodgate. This could be danger if Emre can find Haji, and now on to Hakan Suker. They've got a break. Good quick feed again by Hakan Suker. He's got Haji on the right touchline. Harry Ford on the edge of the box, dawdled a little too long. And here's the conjurer, the magician. A feinter dummy, a roll of the boot under the sole of the boot. Magnificent stuff. Wasted in the end by extravagance, but he has been one of the world's greats, Georgie Haji.
Well, you've seen the best of him and a little bit of the worst as well. A marvellous skill,
normally take him off in Europe. Midway through his second half is the cut-off point for him. Now that he's, 35. Kelly, too far for Bakker. Bullet, the captain, trots across. Was it in? No, throw into Leeds. 2-0 down. Galatasaray fans there don't look the happiest. Still, they could do with another goal. Leeds are still in this. They can't concede another. Arif dropping into space. Not a good ball. Hart closed quickly again, though he was, by Okan. And Capone tries to find the midfielder with a poor delivery, or was Okan a little bit leaden-footed? Anyway, Hart away. Kuhl. McPhail. Closed quickly by Emery. I think he's had a super night. This is Radabi to Harry Kuhl. Tagged with a challenge by Okan. Harry Kuhl points 3 fingers to the referee. 3 times he's been brought down. One magnificent run in the first half, wasted with a shot wide. Okan's been booked 5 times in Europe this season in the Champions League. Abortive campaign, and then on in UEFA to the semi-finals of this one. Hart. Kelly, unmarked. There's Bakker, getting power on the header. Harry Kuhl might with a levered volley. Whistled through the 6-yard area. Harry Kuhl, 7 goals in his last 7 games, 16 in all this season, off target.
Well, if you look at Galatasaray at the start of the second half here, you really can see a little bit untidiness in their play. They've had opportunities to break, to take the game to Leeds, and a little bit of misplaced passes have really given the initiative here to Leeds, and maybe they can get something from it.
Suddenly there's a new feel about the game. Capone there at the back, the score of the second. Now though in defensive mode. Hart with the free kick. Came to Woodgate but spooned it awkwardly up over the bar. Jonathan Woodgate, scorer of 3 goals in his 75 games for Leeds. I wonder if they'll be disappointed that they haven't put Taffarel under more pressure with aerial deliveries. Certainly at Ellen Road he'll find it a much tougher night. Here he is. When we came with Chelsea in the Champions League in the autumn, the local fans were telling us they'd actually prefer to see Mehmet in goal. He played in that second game against Chelsea because Taffarel was suspended. I think he's a bit too jittery. Capone.
You certainly look at Galatasaray and they don't really seem to be playing with the same urgency. I mean, sometimes it is fatal. If you consider yourself, certainly at this early stage, 2-0 up. I think the game, possibly the tie, is over. There's a long, long way to go yet.
Okan still feeling the shoulder injury there. As Haji floats another free kick in. He wasn't going for goal on that occasion, he was looking for Arif, but he's thoroughly enjoying himself. Haji, as you saw from the smile when he won a free kick against Hart. That's a misjudgment. This is Bridges for Leeds. Great chance here. Michael Bridges. Oh! Michael Bridges again. Oh no! Twice the chance was on, and twice the chance was squandered for the Leeds top scorer. 17 times he's found the back of the net this season for David O'Leary. The keeper foiled the first, and the second went wide.
Well, we've seen it all there, as I said. Galatasaray have started the second half and they've taken the foot off the pedal. Their lack of concentration, I think it was Popescu there, has let him go. And Michael Bridges had an unbelievable opportunity there to get Leeds back in it.
But Galatasaray have got sloppy, and their coach Fatih Terim, the former Turkish national manager, was absolutely barking down on that bench. This is Hakan Suker. And again, the dummy. Woodgate read it. Now McPhail. Bridges. Bullen will cut across though. And And the captain of Galatasaray will clear it away. Well, made a real meal of it.
I know it's a disappointment to Leeds, missing that opportunity, but I must give them heart that Galatasaray have started really. They look like a different team, and it is difficult once you drop your guard to try and pick it up again.
Capone. Goal kick. Plays centre-back Capone, and indeed has done of late. Though he was at right back against Mallorca. He played centre-back against Chelsea. Both home and away. Haji was so disappointing here when Chelsea won 5-0. Cure from Bridges. Cure through the middle. Oh, brilliant. Steps beyond Popescu. Harry Cure, right foot over. Again deserved better. But there's a spring in Leeds step now. There's a vibrancy about their game. And Galatasaray are sagging.
Well, certainly. It's one of those famous Harry Cure runs. Unfortunately, it was on favoured right foot there, but you're right, Jonathan. Galatasaray have given Leeds the edge to come back into this game, and I think Terim, the coach there, is thinking about making a substitution.
Well, Hakan Unsal, a defender, is waiting to come on. He's a Turkish international of some 13 caps. He's been injured of late, been a regular for his country at left back or centre back, and there's another great effort, saved by Nigel Martin from Hakan Şüker. He'll lead their line in Euro 2000 Turkey, and he remains a potent threat in the air, Hakan Şüker. Hakan Unsal to come on, no relation. I think also Ahmet is waiting to come on for them, for Galatasaray as well. A midfield player who started off with Fenerbahce. Well, it's no surprise Okan has gone off, because he's been struggling with that shoulder injury. Hakan Unsal will come on, he'll play left back.
Other than the injury there to Okan, Galatasaray have to do something. They've lost their momentum.
They'll push Ergun into a midfield position, and Hakan Unsal will go to left fullback. I would imagine Suat will drive out wide towards the right-hand side of midfield, but here they come again down the left-hand. This is Hakan Unsal, the substitute. Confident early touch by a firm favourite of the home fans. Been here, what, some 3 years? Still, they wait to bring Ahmed on as well down there. On the Leeds bench, Darren Huckabee, Alfie Haaland, Jason Wilcox. Again, unluckily finding himself on the sidelines. Radaby down, Hart. 62 on the clock, 2-0 down Leeds. Trouble is, chasing again with a 2-0 deficit for the home leg. Galatasaray have the capability to break at such speed.
Yes, and this, you could relate to the game at Ellen Road as well. We've seen an example when Leeds have had corners, how quickly the Galatasaray can break. But Leeds have an opportunity here. As I say, it's very difficult once you drop your guard, and Leeds here have taken the pace of the game up.
Well done, Hakan Şüker. The touch pass to Arif. First of all, picked up by Gary Kelly. He committed the foul. Good forward combination, those two, isn't it? This season they have, what, 10 goals between them in Europe, Şüker and Arif. Gary Kelly with a stretch foot. A noisy and boisterous Ali Sami Yen Stadium, but it really isn't as intimidating as all the hype. Fail, and to him again. Now Jones. Bowyer, not too sure if he'll be happy with his night's work. Lee Bowyer, Hart. Kuehl was fouled, not for the first time. I make that 4 tackles on Harry Kuehl in the night. Referee, of course, has booked the Australian and Jones and Bowyer of Leeds. Edge of the box, in there is Woodgate. Bridges 2, back inside that penalty area, and Leeds are going to make a substitution. Jason Wilcox waiting to come on, and I think it's going to be Jones who will depart the scene. Your thoughts on that, Joe?
Yeah, so I think Leeds United see that there's an opportunity to get back in this game. I think they're going to be a little bit more positive. Wilcox, we know, is a player that when you can give him the ball, they can get the crosses in.
Great left foot. This is Hart to McPhail. In comes the left foot cross. Half away. Booyah! Powerful drive. Much better bullet with the braid block though. Captain's innings. Now Emre. Throw into Leeds United. Trailing here in Istanbul 2-0. Better news from Highbury at half-time. Arsenal 1-0 up against Lens. The goal scorer Dennis Bergkamp on just a couple of minutes. He will of course be able to drive to the return leg. Down goes Capone. Bridges suggests it's a dive. Nothing has gone right for that man's team tonight.
I think David O'Leary's decided the introduction of Wilcox that they're going to go and try and get that elusive away goal.
Haji strokes it forward. Woodgate blocked. Again Leeds getting possession, giving it away too cheaply. And a little bit of argy-bargy. Oh, you're a wry look towards the referee, and toilet roll came hurtling out of that stand. This is Air Gun creeping forward. Back up, away by Kelly. Kuehl, the measured header. McPhail back to him. Harry Kuehl, Bullen was tugging his shoulders. Let's just count from now on in, shall we? The number of foul challenges against Harry Kuehl on the night.
Well, that's just in a funny way of respect for the ability that that player has. But the referee, as I'm sure you know, has got to take account of that and punish the players concerned.
Mentioned that I thought he'd been consistent. I'll take that back, if I may. So Leeds with a free kick. Curled in, free header, all Kuehl! How close do they have to get Leeds tonight? Harry Kuehl first half, brilliant run, drove wide. Bridges one-on-one, saved, then popped the rebound wide, and now this one.
Well, really, it's a terrible marking there by Galatasaray, allowing Harry Kuehl here. A free header, there he is, in between the defenders. Places his header. Taffarel did have it covered, but it is another example showing you that Leeds are coming into this game, have got a grip of this second half.
Much better for Leeds. John Beresford back there in London.
Yeah, it really is. This is more like the least we've come to expect. They're getting chances now, they're getting at Galatasaray, and we're feeling a bit more confident in the studio. But at this stage of this competition, you can't be missing chances like that.
Gary Kelly for Bridges, pushed from behind by a tiring Popescu. Want to take the free kick quickly, they do so. This is Hart, go on, have a ping. Not like that, and Wilcox waits on the left-hand touchline, a pass, number Cade. Well, it's a drive worth perhaps attempting when you've got 8 goals and you have lightning in your leather boots, as Ian Hart does.
But you've also got to look at the reason why we've had the introduction of Wilcox is to give him the ball. You must give him possession of the ball and let him get at the full-back, get those crosses in. We've got Harry Kuehl up there along with Bridges now.
Haji. Oh, a little bit of a stumble and a bumble and a fumble. Now Hart. Cooler, more composed. Wilcox's first touch of the game, bundled over by Suat, who followed through in the challenge. Bridges, nice turn, the layoff to Wilcox. Such a good signing for Leeds United. Highly respected by his fellow pros. This is a low drive in there. Bridges with the turn, fed by McPhail, stolen by Capone. Wilcox, Hart with the dummy. Woodgate strong with a challenge on Hakan Sukup. Referee tonight has allowed nothing. from challenges on the air against the goalkeeper to tackles on Fatih Terim's Galatasaray players anywhere on the pitch. The whistle has been blown. Former manager of Galatasaray, I seem to remember, dragging back through my memory, was Brian Birch at Busby Babe, who was in the 70s, would it have been? A couple of title wins, I think. This is Bullant. Played in the European Cup semi-final against Stour of '89. That's the furthest they've gone in Europe, Galatasaray. Here they're 2-0 up in the UEFA Cup semi-final. First leg, Bridges taken off him by Suat. An offside flag is given against Leeds United. Michael Bridges unhappy. Well, it's been an appalling trip. Nothing has gone right for them on the pitch. Who did that come off last? Hakan Suker, Haji in space to run at Gary Kelly, and breezes beyond him, even though the years are eating away at his legs, and up and away by Radabi. Suddenly a kick-up of pace of the old Romanian Sharjah. Wilcox to Hart under pressure. Neatly done. Bridges. Now Bakker. Bowyer there to his right-hand side. Bakker to the left. Bridges. The step over, the stumble and the fall. An air gun for Galatasaray. 2-0 up. And the tie surely won if they get another. Hakan Unsal. Hakan Suker turns Radabi. Steps inside, holds, and Radabi gets the challenge. But this is Haji now. In the middle is Arif, up and away by Ian Hart, and Wilcox should complete the clearance. Headed back to him by McPhail. Wilcox looks for Harry Kewell. Bullant came in with a steal. He's had such a strong game, and he certainly caught Harry Kewell in the face there. Although I have to say, I think it was accidental. But Kewell took a painful rap in the face. I think he may have been looking for something that was never going to come. Long ball, route one, Woodgate away. Now Wilcox, 18 minutes to go. Kewell, Bridges out wide to the left, but he checked his run. Kewell stands hands on hips as Taffarel gathers. Double winners of last season in Turkey. Beat Beşiktaş in the Cup 2-0. They won the league. A point from, again, Beşiktaş. They lead from them this season. Leeds about to make another substitution. It's Darren Huckabee who's going to come on. Arif. 1-2 with Haji, played at pace. Arif steps beyond Radabi and Hart. Good balance. Blocked and away. Now Wilcox for Leeds to Bridges. A bold attacking move by David O'Leary to send Huckabee on. Challenge is won by Emery. Hart needs to get it back. Misses the block tackle. Emery, Hakan Suker in the middle. Emery sets his sights, goes for the bender and up and off by Lucas Radabi for a corner kick.
Yes, you're right there with the introduction of Huckabee. The intention is there by David O'Leary. He's looking to get this away goal. But it is a gamble because we have seen in the last couple of minutes there, Galatasaray have just started to lift their game again, got through that terrible start to the second half.
Corner kick that Arif will take. Hakan Suker will back away into the middle. Huckabee about to come on. His Leeds United career hasn't really taken off, though he's played 38 games this season, substitutes roles included. Haji was at the near post, Nigel Martin unopposed. Leeds still have time tonight to get the away goal, and at 2-0 down, the tie remains very much in the balance. Haji, Well, I don't know whether he was going for goal and stumbled or whether he was actually trying to find Hakan Şüker. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. This is the substitution now. Huckabee on and Bridges off. David O'Leary making the decision to take the top scorer away. Missed that chance early on in the second half. But a lone front running role is an arduous one.
Well, it certainly is, especially in the early part of the game where he was asked to lead the line, hold it up, and expect the midfield players to come and get in contact with him. But we have a change here, and he's going for the pace of Huckabee alongside Harry Kewell.
Kewell and Leeds have had so many highs this season, and suddenly, as we see Haji's attempt again, they're on the end of a three-game losing streak. It's another way of life for this young Leeds side. Separate Lives is our film tonight, by the way, on Channel 5, following the football. This is Kewell, dropped a little bit too short. Worked hard, Suat and Emre. They make a difference to Galatasaray. That's Capone up, a little header off by Hakan Şüker to Arif, who's prepared to work. Grafter up alongside the big centre forward. This is Haji. Again, that explosive kick forward, but lacked the definitive burst to get beyond Ian Hart. And Wilcox came in.
Oh, just now and again throughout the game, you have seen Haji. He has that yard on occasion, but it's only now and again. I don't think he can sustain it for 90 minutes.
Really seems to boss this place, though. Now Wilcox for Leeds. Huckabee was that handball against Capone as the ball came bouncing off the defender. The scorer of the second goal on 43 minutes. Leeds failed to clear. Another cross. The first goal had come from a cross from this side, about this spot. In comes Wilcox, this time for Leeds. Away it was by Hakan and Sal. Bowyer to Kelly. Opens up an angle for the return. In the middle, Huckabee. Kewell played to feet. What's that for? He wants to know. The linesman I didn't see the linesman flag there. Another substitution coming up for Galatasaray. Hasan Sas is to come on. He's a midfield player. Another Turkish international. This is Leeds on the attack. The great pace of Huckabee now to take on Bullet. Drifts beyond him. Bullet gets back at him. Very good defending. Didn't dive in and commit. Huckabee to Wilcox. Kewell awaits. Downward header. Bowyer was in there. McPhail! Leeds have missed the chances. They've had a handful. Bridges and Kewell, and now McPhail the latest. And how costly will those missed chances be?
Well, it is so important to get an away goal, and this is another opportunity for Leeds United. Harry Kewell knocking that cross down. And then again we see another chance for Leeds United. There it is, knocked down there by Harry Kewell, and another chance. There's three good chances they've had in the second half. This one coming from McPhail, but the best of all, as we know, was from Michael Bridges. And really you can't let opportunities like that go amiss.
David O'Leary will point to lax defending in the first half when Leeds was understandably subdued after the events of the last 24 hours, and the players would have known all about it. Information would have been passed to them, I'm sure, and they've looked very, very sombre. And then he'll point to the missed errors at the other end, the missed chances, as Hasan Sas comes on for Arif. This is Wilcox, beaten in the air by Hakan Şüker. And now Hasan Sas to run his man. Wilcox back to Radaby under some pressure. Capone couldn't keep it in. Hasan Sas was a bit-part player against Chelsea in the Champions League. He came on in both those games as a sub. Now Hart. Does it come through to Bakker? No, not quite. Bounces the way of Wilcox, but just out.
Well, I think Galatasaray realise a little bit of trouble that they've been in the second half. I think they're going to try and take what they have, maintain that 2-goal lead.
Dreadful throw in by Capone. The ball slipped out of his hands. Throw given Leeds way, then it was a foul throw by the Brazilian goal scorer of the night. Second goal scorer, Hart's throw. Kuhl, I think, tried to find Wilcox, who's pointing. Ian Hart said the throw should have gone short to Eric Bakker, to feet. He was square and probably better placed.
As I was saying, John, I think they're going to go on a more traditional 4-4, and again that elusive Haji being in an area just off Hakan Suka.
Radaby closed down by Hakan Suka. Don't think he'll move away from Turkish football now. Massive hero here. Lives across the other side of the Bosphorus from us. And most of the players do. The luxurious area over there in Asia. Now Radaby to Gary Kelly. No, Byzantium, Constantinople, a link between Europe and Asia. This is Bowyer, the link for Leeds to Hart, and out wide here to Wilcox. Bowyer had continued his run, but failed. There was a foot left in on him by Suat. Now Hassan Sass, fresh pair of legs, but failed blocks. Lee Bowyer gets it eventually. 9 minutes to go. Back up. How many football neutrals really would will Leeds to get this exciting and refreshing Leeds side to get an away goal here? Hart bundles in recklessly. They've learnt lessons. Big lessons here. Too many free kicks given away. Haji's free kick was so accurate. Bowyer, though, regains possession. Now this is Darren Huckabee. Bullen tight behind him, has had an excellent night. He's found his man. They're in, well, I was going to say, Joe, they're in perhaps a hope for the return leg.
Well, I'm sure this will give the Leeds United players a big lift, the way that they have competed in the second half after it looked to be completely over. But you're right, what you were saying there, Jonathan, about experience, and you just hope it's not to Leeds' cost, because they have gained a lot of experience in this atmosphere, against playing against a quality team, an intimidating place.
Away by Hart, back to his goalkeeper. Taffarel and Popescu and Haji alone, they have 400 caps. This is Kuhl. Oh, he was taken out, and this is a free kick to Leeds United, and a real chance. Bullen was the offender. He was very clumsy, Bullen, with the tackle. Anxiety amongst the Galatasaray players who are not in the side. Bullen just followed through and caught Kuhl. Chance here now for Leeds United with 7 minutes to go. Taffarel on his guard, a World Cup winner with Brazil. But this isn't Pasadena, it's Istanbul. And this is the UEFA Cup, and this is Ian Hart sitting the ball up pretty, but failed to block it off from the 3, 6, 7-man wall. Come on, Leeds, here now. The nation is behind you, Ian Hart. With the drive, deflected. Oh, and deflected just wide. Wicked spin and curl. And from up here, it looked as if it passed no more than a foot wide of that post. Let's have a look. Deflected off the wall, and there was the spin. Oh! Corner kick for Leeds. Kuhl's around the back. Stretched, but not quite high enough. So close, Joe.
So close, yes. I mean, when it took the deflection, And we're going to get a replay of it here. Takes a deflection, the wall does its job. And that ball certainly was by Taffarel. Could have went anywhere, could have ended up in the back of the net.
Emre, bundled into by his own player. Capone went down, and it's a corner kick here for Leeds, and a stirring finish by them. Bullen marshals his defence. Leeds with the big men forward. David O'Leary looks pensive. Woodgate was in there. Oh, and there was a foul challenge by the youngster as he went into the penalty area. Concentration on the face of the young Irishman, who's impressed so much since taking over Leeds United. Only played 10 games for them at the rump end of his career. No one's ever played more games for Arsenal though. Emre, 5 minutes to go. Hakan Ünsal. 1-2 was rather languid and lackadaisical by Hagi. Ergun looks a good player, doesn't he? Comfortable on the ball again. Turkish squad member, 27 years of age. The cross deflected away off Gary Kelly, who clearly thought his shirt was being tugged. Hassan Sass then with the corner kick for Galatasaray. And this is where Leeds need to be on their toes. Hagi with a little return. Hassan Sass still. Well, release here to Emre. Plays left, Ergun has missed control. Bowyer looks for the pace of Kuhl. Capone will drop across and cover. Harry Kuhl determined. Play on, says the referee, waiting to see if Capone had advantage. He didn't, and now he does play on, and Wilcox. Well, that was a very, very clumsy challenge by Popescu. Wilcox with the cross, spins to Taffarel. Jason Wilcox has done well there for Popescu, because had he gone down, I think the Romanian would have been booked. Bowyer. Out comes Taffarel. So much nonsense is written about the atmosphere in this stadium. It is buoyant and jubilant when the home side are winning, and last night's tragedy took place miles from here. Hart with a throw in for Leeds. Home leg in a fortnight, 2-0 down. Arsenal, of course, to come at Ellen Road as well in the Premiership. And these are tired youngsters. And this is Emre, looks for Hagi. Ian Hart blocked.
They may be tired, John, but I think if they get something from this game tonight, even a goal, I think it would give them a lift. They look the stronger team in the second half. And Galatasaray have just given them a little look in, and have, as far as goals are concerned, have failed to take it, but performance is certainly 10 times better than the first 45 minutes.
Capone will chase off after it. Pressurised by Huckabee and blocked him off. Good decision by the referee. How often do you see those not given? Well, Ahmet, who was going to come on right at the start of the second half or earlier, is eventually coming on now as Hart gets the cross in. Deflected wide, McPhail gives it back to Ian Hart, the Irish international, calling for it square, and receiving his Bowyer, went for the ping, way off target. Somewhere over the last couple of months he's lost his shooting boots, Lee Bowyer. Hagi's coming off. Well, it's been a charismatic, wonderful evening for him, and Ahmet returning to replace him is by far a more defensive midfield player. Hagi lasted longer than we actually thought he would tonight. Bullets head down. Into the last minute we go. Galatasaray 2, Leeds 0. But if Leeds produce the sort of performances we've seen from them this season at home to Lokomotiv Moscow 4-1, against Roma, splendid and they can still turn this tie around. Oh, throw into Gala. Haji. Injured right hand, wears a plaster on it these days, no real worry for him. Now Hart. Foul goes the way of the Leeds left fullback. We're in stoppage time and Leeds have 3 minutes of that to claw an away goal here. Kuhl claiming he was blocked off. Well, he's given a decision like that moments ago, but on this occasion the German referee thought otherwise. Haji and Co. 2-0 in Ellen Road won't be comfortable for them. And after what's happened here, the Leeds faithful fans will roar on the home side. This is Woodgate, balls rolling. Nigel Martin will step forward and take this one now, which means everyone will go forward. Radaby will probably be the only one who stays back. They're all up on the edge of the box now then. Woodgate and Bakker and Huckabee. This is Jonathan Woodgate. Goal kick. And you have to look back, Joe, at the chances, don't you? The Bridges one-on-one, saved, then he poked the rebound wide. Harry Kuhl, brilliant run in the first half, shot wide. McPhail had a chance.
Yes, I think they'll reflect on it, and they've had an opportunity to come away from the stadium tonight with that away goal, but I think they can take heart from the second half performance. They have an uphill task, but if they can play the way that they have done in Europe this season at Ellen Road, the game, the tie, is not beyond them, but they will have a very, very hard 90 minutes in Leeds, because this team they are capable of scoring an away goal as well.
And they won a free kick here in the shape of Ergun. Questionable evening by the referee from Germany. Up comes Nigel Martin. Looks for Huckabee. Headed down by Popescu, who's certainly a suspect to face these days. Oh, dreadful clearance. Harry Kuhl. Popescu recovered his senses. Mistake by Hakan and Sal, and they will make those defensively at Ellen Road. They have done throughout their European campaign. Conceded goals just about everywhere. But now this is Capone beyond Hart. Hart's fouled his man. Capone made a real meal of it though. Yellow card for Ian Hart, 4 bookings on the night for Leeds. It's his second in Europe, he's okay for the return leg in a fortnight's time. Well, he left a foot trailing and Capone went down, but...
In this occasion as well, Capone has tried to get the ball by him, and if he didn't go down, he was in the box, heading in towards goals. Here he is. It was a late challenge, he did make quite a meal of it, but he's given away another dangerous free kick.
Free kick for Galatasaray. Ahmet there. Hakan Unsal too. I think it will be the fullback who has the eventual shot here now. Off Radaby. I make it, we've had 3.5 minutes of stoppage time. High ball in by Ahmet. Woodgate. And it's a corner kick to Galatasaray. He looked tired there. No time for the corner. Joe Leeds beaten on the night 2-0.
Yes, beaten, and I've got to say over the 90 minutes Galatasaray were the better team, but there were opportunities for Leeds to score that away goal. They failed to take them, but I've got to say I take heart from Leeds' performance in the second half. There were gaps, especially down the middle there, with Popescu looking a little bit suspect, and I think there's still a lot to do for Galatasaray, but there is that danger, their ability to score the away goal.
2-0 to Galatasaray. Hakan Şüker on 12 minutes with a free header from an Arif cross, and 2 minutes before the break, Leeds befuddled, failed to clear, and Capone came forward from fullback to drive beyond Nigel Martin. But at the end of an evening, Leeds United have simply lost a football match. The family of football here in Istanbul over the last 24 hours has lost far more than that. Leeds United losing in Galatasaray by